What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. We are getting ready to get into another episode of B-Boys Underground. This is a special one, y'all. We've got the one and only Abstract Mindstate. First up, we've got video featuring David Banner, Bar Louie, y'all. Check this out.
21st.
Coach, you said have fun with it, right? Banner. The Bar Louie, it's all sushi, it's raw dog. She catatonic but still gooey. It's a lock with the S curl under the handmade poofy. I ain't Aki, but I'm cocky, I'm a god with a booth B. You got jewels around your neck, but still goofy. I'm Marcus Garvey, playing Atari, pushing Juneteenth shirts at a all-white Arby's. I'm Ben Grimm, I spit glam, I rock hard. I'm O'Shea, you O'Fay, you not him. Black skin, white mask, you Templar. Exemplar, white men, you just paw. A one over your bogey, better not focus. In Chi-Town terms, you're bogus. I'm Dalai Lama with a switchblade. Let the switch stay in the trunk. I put these hands on your temp fade. I know Greed want peace. I want pieces of these MCs. Chop them up, feed them to the geeses out at Grant Park. Spit darts, I spit bars. I'm in your chest piece. You can't breathe, I spit SARS. Severe acute respiratory syndrome. 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 Bar Louie. Bar Louie.
Look what you did to me. Pack it up to me. Got beef, stew me. In this land of milk and sue me, nothing but opportunity, Bar Louie. Look what you did to me, pack it up to me, got beef, stew me. In this land of milk and sue me, nothing but opportunity, Bar Louie. Dope lines like cocaine, the right side on Brenda, now I'm using my whole brain. Church steeple flow with the glass stain, windy CD track rider, call me a cold train. With lyrics that's filled with magnesium, mind state make them ante up every time they're hearing them. Breaking pen tips with a heavy hand, deep thinker below the surface, I'm an Aquaman. With an awkward style, no oxygen, leaving them lightheaded, don't close me in the box again. Here to free y'all, no hee-haw, abstract alternatives colder than the heat off. In the dead of winter before a ski off, I'm like 4 plus 1 more when I tee off. Fearless lyrics, fist of fury in this rap sport, king of the court, ask the jury. Mind state of hermaphrodite, we shot G, underground digital, and do what you like. The pure veil of pure skill, not mad, cause I'm in my bag, call me a happy meal. Let us carry while y'all conceal. MFs, we bring the doom to your vaudeville. Rack rapper, you gotta chill, it's overkill. We overfeel till it overspill. Bar Louie, look what you did to me. Pack it up to me, got beef, stew me. In this land of milk and sue me, nothing but opportunity. Bar Louie, look what you did to me. Pack it up to me, got beef, stew me. In this land of milk and sue me, nothing but opportunity, Bar Louie.
This is not a drill, active shooter on the premises. I'm everybody's nemesis. This is what the premise is. Imageless mimicking y'all wear the same uniform. I am an anomaly, you're witnessing a unicorn. Not the test you took before, nothing like you took me for. Culture killing robots, I am not the droid you're looking for. In fact, I am the opposite. Conversation riveting, a decorated novelist. You are only scribbling, I step into your settlement. Rocked you to the sediment, or igneous idiot. Geology professor. Yes, I am a pestilence, something to be reckoned with. Dookie on your catalog, you don't know who you're messing with. Antagonist, aggressor, you are in the midst of this. Splendor of the sun, don't be mischievous. Icarus, stick to the gibberish. Immature lyricist, you are all humorous. Proof that I am ticklish. Bird brain, featherweights, I'm drowsy from your pillow talk. Slept on, undefeated, I just let the zero talk. Who you taking lessons from, cause you an awful student. Guessing language barriers, cause you are not that fluent. You don't speak the languages that true MC vernacular. I've never been a fighter, but the throw game is like Dracula. Spectacular, cut above, Hall of Fame inductee. I'm too cold, bipolar. Hate me or you love me, so love me.
Look what you did to me. Pack it up to me. Got beef, stew me. In this land of milk and sue me, nothing but opportunity, Bar Louie. Look what you did to me. Pack it up to me. Got beef, stew me. In this land of milk and sue me, nothing but opportunity, Bar Louie.
Man, what's good? What's good? What's goody, man? Take heed of these words that I speak. Ignorant isn't bliss, and history is bound to repeat. Tonight on B Boys Underground, y'all, we got Abstract Mindstate. They return with the art project. This is going to be a raw, reflective album that, turns life experiences into lyrical truth. Man, we are live, we're uncut, and welcome to the gallery. Let's get into it. We got Abstract Mind State in the house, y'all. What is good, y'all? How are
What
you
it
all
do?
doing?
What
What's
it do?
good?
Man,
Yeah.
welcome back, man. It's so good to have y'all back on B Boys Underground. And let me tell you all, man, you guys came with an amazing project. And I've been, looking forward to when we last interviewed and spoke with you. Like Gree, you and I spoke after the tour.
Right.
When you were launching ACH and doing all of the work, and we want to know about that too. But
Right.
also, you were in the process of recording all of this, and were telling me like, "Woo!" And I was like, I couldn't wait to hear it, right? And then EP, you reached out, I was like, "What's goody?" I was like, "Man, let's go, let's get it." So I was ready for it, man. But Bar Louie. So, that was track we wanted to start out with the video, the one and only David Banner. And I know you
Yeah.
guys have roots from your early beginnings with David Banner and everything like that. So that was how kind of what kind that was got to be dope to be able to kind of bring it back full circle on
Yeah,
this
it was.
album.
It definitely
Tell
was
us,
dope.
how did this come together?
Well,
Man,
Greek
yeah.
told me, old school told me he was
Yeah.
like he's like Banner gonna be on it. Like I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I messed around and let Banner hit an album because we got this thing where we let each other hear, what we working on. And I said, man, I want you to check out the album. And he heard the joint and he was like,
Yeah.
man, he's like, man, I love that. He was liking so many. So first of all, he just kept talking about how dope the whole album was. And then I was like, man, you want to jump on something? He was like, yeah. I said, well, okay, listen to these three joints. And I gave him three joints that I said, have feature potential. Cause some me and EP knew we wanted to just be on there, just us.
Right,
And
right.
then we had others that it was like these are open for if somebody jumped on. And
Yeah.
he chose by Louis. And it was funny. What's dope, like would it be dope to say is we're the only record that Banner has gotten on in 2025. He hasn't put any music out. He's been concentrating on his extremely successful acting career. That's going
Man,
very well for him right now. And he picked up the mic for us, and just he was inspired. He thought we put together an amazing project. He called me every day for a week just to say, man, y'all really put together a good album. It was fun, it was flattering, it was hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
and I kind of think we inspired him, because he's been tinkering around himself, but he jumped on that joint, and he killed it, as you hear.
Yeah, that boy ain't been tinkering. Them joints he let me hear. The joints he let me hear. I'm like, all right.
man,
Yeah,
that's
Banner stirred up
he
the pot
has
again.
Yes,
so
yes.
he has some material coming out. That's awesome, and that's good to hear. I mean, he's a legend, and salute and what mad
Well, hope,
respect
but
and
put it like
props
this:
to.
we hope it come out.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
You know what I
well,
mean?
it needs to come out because I've always loved and enjoyed his music and the his message, and just everything that he embodies as an artist. It's really dope. So
Yeah,
he's it's really dope. It's good. He's very hip hop is very blessed and fortunate to have him, just as we are to have you folks as well too. So
Thank you.
getting back into to Bar Louie, is there anything that inspired you with the concept to do that song? You know, what was the why behind that one?
So
I
man,
was just
EP
happy
two.
to be. I was just happy to just be able to let it go. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite songs when I like, and I not to be shallow or just play down the social messages and all of that, but I just like letting it go lyrically. And so when my partner tell me, this one we just writing, we spazzing out, that's that's music to my ears, like no pun
Hmm.
intended. That's all I be wanting to hear. Like, EP, you get to
Yeah.
go crazy on this. Like, so that's the only inspiration I needed for him to tell me this is
Yeah.
what we're doing on this song right here. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
And we got so many jokes. We joke a lot. So Bar Louie, like that Bar Louie just sound like one of the many jokes we say, like when you can spit or whatever. Oh, that boy's
Hmm.
Bar Louie, we just so it was just like taking a bunch of silliness that we do in the studio and turn it into a song. So Bar Louie, and then it's even defined, even on all of the platforms where you see the song is defined, just breaking it down, saying, "Hey, it just means
Yeah.
you're an elite lyricist, or you have a amazing wordplay, whatever." So Bar Louis you can spit, we
And
at that.
that's what that track, like, if you just hear the track like bare bones, that's what you're supposed to do on it. Like,
Yeah,
you don't even
Yeah.
supposed to, like, we're not going to talk about social consciousness, we're not talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
you just supposed to go
Just
Nah,
nuts.
rip. This.
no,
Yeah.
RJ
So
can't. Young RJ can't throw on something like that and expect us to start telling a story about our life. When
Yeah,
he
we
threw
not.
that beat on, we looked at each other like, "Ooh," what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there'll be no, there class is no longer in session for this one.
Yeah,
We're not
no,
teaching you how to
it's
raise
time
your
to spit.
kids. We're not teaching you how to raise your kids on this one.
Not
Like,
on this one.
a young RJ, absolutely. Just let me go ahead and just set the tone for the entire album and say it because I'll just say it on every single track. So let me just make a blanket statement that he absolutely murdered this entire album. There's not a single uh track on here that is a skip. Like you guys,
Man,
thank you.
I wanted to wait to say this, until we were live because again, man, been listening to this album since it came out, July 18th, 2025.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was excited that you guys
yeah,
reached out about this, and thank you because this is definitely an album that I love the fact that you even call it the art project, and as you go through the different art classes,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah. So
the
it's funny. EP came with the album title, and I built something around it because it was like, okay, that's dope. Because
yeah,
it's clearly a metaphor. As soon as she said it, I'm like, okay, the art project, yeah, we create art, right? And then she can go deeper into the meaning, but it's a bunch of double entendres to the art project, right? But I say
yeah,
what's dope, what the a fun part for me, and I said I wanted to say it in every interview just because we proud J State alumni, but every the interludes that you see throughout the album that makes it look like it's 19 tracks, but it's really not. It's only 12 songs, but with the interludes in the intro, it's 19.
yeah,
Well, every one of those interludes are actually on the curriculum at Jackson State for art. If you was an art major, every one of those are actually a real class at Jackson State's curriculum. So
yeah. So you
that was just
have
something so cool
101
for both
art
of us to
fundament.
do. Huh.
Yeah, so I'll list them out for everyone. You have 101 art fundamentals, and then you go to art 210 visual thinking, then you go to art 453 seminar, and aesthetics, and then you go to art 403, which is design, and then art 206 and appreciation or art appreciation, and
Yeah.
then it ends out with art 222, art
Yeah.
history.
And
So
if you see how the sequence is, each one makes sense. Well, I know you peeped it. Since you enjoy the album, I know you peeped that each one plays into what comes up after it. So,
and that's the other thing that I appreciated about this project and makes it easy to listen to on repeat, because it does shift gears, and it's kind of, what I'm really into, being able to get into an album and close my eyes and really, if there's a concept behind it, and just like taking the journey where the artist is leading me, and going there, and what I like to say about this is, because it's the art project, it's also, in a way, as you transition from art class to art class, it's almost like you're going from one room to another in an art gallery, especially since your album artwork is like, a picture of a piece of art hanging in a museum. So it's either going from one composition to another, because you definitely shift gears throughout the entire album, and thematically change, and you change pace, and it's great, and I really enjoy it too, because like, I feel you set it up with the first half, and then on the back half it's like, oh, you ain't, and then you just hit, body blow, because then it's just like, oh,
yeah.
because it gets it's, you start to, yeah, I mean, so I appreciate the whole thing. You guys should absolutely be listening to this album in whole. Do not just find your single, play it as much and as repeatedly as often, share it out, but listen to this album as a whole. You need to listen to it as a whole.
Yeah. EP and I, that was something we always, since we've been creating, we always tried to, not tried, I hate when I say try. We always put together what we call projects, and it's a full listen. You know what I'm saying? Something, so that's why sequencing is so important. And like, even with coming into the album, you notice it said the red carpet intro. And then the first song you hear after, when you're on the red carpet, feature presentation. And I don't know if you peep metaphorically, EP and I, since we are the feature presentation right after you just had the red carpet intro, which was actually a real sound bite from when our documentary was in the film festival. We were on the red carpet for real. So that's really a red carpet moment, right? So we're at a film festival. We're on a real red carpet. The intro is called a red carpet. First song you hear is feature presentation, and EP and I, all of our raps are a movie metaphor. We every from beginning to end, it's like we rapping from a aspect of like movie analogies. So it's man, the creativity. I'm gonna stick my chest out. Like I done heard from a couple of true heads of mine that they said this is one of our best projects. And when I ain't even got to tell EP, one of our guys said, I try to get him I tell him about some song. He was like, man, I can't take the art project off. I've been listening to this for 3 days, bro. Y'all went crazy. So I'm really proud of the way people are receiving it.
It's definitely it's definitely needed. Like it's still much like the last project where it just was a reprieve from what we're being saturated with, and we got all of our favorite artists are coming back out, and it's inspiring to think that we're still doing it. They're coming back out. We're getting new listeners of all ages. The youngins like, what is this? I like it. I like it. And we giving them a chance to breathe, right? Yeah. And it's it's not dark, it's not monotone, it's not talking about the same things over and over again. We don't sound like everybody else, and they like it. In which is a plus. Because I would like to say, of course, we did it for the love, but it was unexpected that we would be received by that particular age group the way that we have been. And so for me, it's just it's a plus. It's a plus that they digging it too.
Yeah, this generation loves it, and we got to feel that. We just, shout out to Slum Village. They took us out again.
Right.
We did the we did Europe with them last year, and that was a nice month-long run. But we did a week run with them of just the UK, and in the spirit of what EP saying, man, the generation that was going crazy over us. It was just like, okay, like EP said, it was like, okay, this is what we hoped. This is what we rapped about on many mixtapes, that it will get back.
It's a shame we got to go somewhere else to get that. Get that reception, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. But RJ went crazy, like you were saying.
Nuts.
RJ went absolutely crazy on this record. And, and it was so fun. It was so fun because it was me and EP, like we just loved it. We just happy to get that sound, because the famous thing I say about Detroit has a soul sound, and so does Chicago. But Detroit has their own little bounce to theirs. Yeah, they got a different type of bounce. It has the Detroit soul has a little latency to it, and I always like to give this example. I kind of came up with when Biggie brought out the One More Chance video. He stopped everybody from bobbing their head forward and regular like this. He started pulling his head back like this. That's the Detroit soul. It's that backwards head. Now Chicago's is still forward, so it gives that backwards gives a little latency, and whatever that is, that slum sound they created over there, Jay and
we like it.
Yeah, Dilla, T3, all of them. We love that sound. That sound feel good to us. So me and EP got to swim in that pool.
Right. And it melds. It melds, like it didn't take any adjustments for us.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
Right.
It didn't take any adjustments for us to get with what Jay was doing, like at all.
Yeah, right away. It wasn't like, wait a minute, dude, what is this? It was more like, no, I'll tell you what it's like, EP. We was like, wait a minute, can we have that one?
Yeah. Because Slum don't stop working. They don't stop working on their own. They don't stop working on
they
albums.
don't stop.
So he'll play some for us, and then he'll be like, we're gonna keep that one. Like, what the hell you mean you gonna keep it? Like, don't play it for us then. If it's not on the table, right?
Yeah, because Jay funny, Jay, young RJ, he'll make stuff with us in mind, and then he'll have some stuff tucked that he know that he know he's starting something when he play. You know what I'm saying? So and this album went half and half. Half of the stuff he created with us in mind, and the other half he had stuff he felt like, oh, this is for y'all.
Yeah.
Understood. So that, I mean, because that in itself, to have a whole album produced by him solely is dope. And I think what's really cool is that for the most part, like your albums and your projects have been produced by a consistent people. Throughout.
Yeah, we like that. EP and I from the beginning. We can go all the way back to the beginning of Abstract. Man, I think me and her do better with the one producer. We don't have to have 30 producers, because like even our very first album was the bulk of it, and I say 90, probably 95% was produced by Gensu Dean, and then it's just like we're not one of those groups that have to have 8 producers, 10 producers or a producer for every track.
It's like, for me, it's just like the longer you sit with that person, like the more you guys start to meld. Mm-hmm. And even if it's just us spitting right over nothing, it's like the producers that we've worked with, they come up with a sound for us. It may not even be what they normally do for other artists, but they come up with sounds for us, and it fits. But for some reason they still sound like them.
Yeah.
But
I
it
saw
don't sound like any other song that they did for another artist.
Right.
But
Yeah,
they
I saw
still
that.
sound like them. That's weird.
Right.
But they still sound like their
Right.
production.
Yeah. Look, EP, you didn't see it. I saw somebody down on the bottom said something about all natural. That whoever that is, I'm gonna talk directly to them. Whoever that was, all natural. That's our family. Like all
That's
natural.
Nat.
Yeah, we all started
That's
together
Mr. Mike.
yeah, we started out in the crew together. Yeah, he said Apollo Brown and all natural. I like that Apollo Brown, the Brown tape with him and Ghost, but all natural is our man. That's our family.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's dope, man. And
Shout out
Mr.
to
Mike,
Tone B.
Shout out to Tone B and Cap D.
Cap D.
Mr. Mike had, since you spoke to him directly, he did have a question for you folks as well. It said, as lyricists, do you have a style of rap that inspires you, Abstract Mindstate?
EP, you want to go first?
What the style that inspires me is just like, it's really no style. It's writing really good lyrics and really like double entendres, metaphors. But like I like the real life situation rhymes and all of that, and not to, like, I'll pat myself on the back. I'm able to do the same thing in all of those songs. Whatever the song, the basis of the song is, I'm still able to write with conviction, the conviction of knowing that I like lyrical stuff. I like lyrical rhyming. Like my like I like real lyrical rhymes. I like people who can write dope stuff that make me be like, oh my God, did you hear what he just said? Rewind, just make me think about, why didn't I come up with that shit? Like why? That's the type of so I guess I can say I like MCs better than I like rappers.
I know the MC. Somebody wants you to name some. I know the one she like.
Nas, Lauren,
look,
Rakim.
Look at my head. Look, go on, say it. Your boy Thought.
Oh my God, Common, Black Thought. Like that's an ongoing battle for us. Like J.U. Juice.
Oh, come on, Jay. Come on, J.U. Ice.
This is
Juice.
For me, emceeing in rap is like this. Like it's like this. And I like MC. Rakim, Nas, Big Daddy Kane, Coogee rap.
Without a doubt.
Rakim, Nas. I like Kane. But
Coogee rap is so ill.
I don't know if I would put Kane. I don't know if I would put Kane with Nas and Rakim. I just don't know, because to me, Kane was a pimp, but with lyrics. You can put
Kane with Coogee rap. You could put.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do that.
He rap is a spitter, you know.
Even these
cats, and I love our foundational MCs, but I mean, it's cats like Vic Mensa, who is Vic Mensa is like a young Black Thought. That's how he come off to me, like. You know what I'm saying? If you could package him, I mean, Tyler the Creator is crazy. Chance, Joey Badass. I'm just throwing Corday. Corday is ill to me. So on to that question, I wanted to say that question, the type of lyricism that inspires me, double entendres, triple entendres. I like wordplay. I like everything those double and triple meaning lines. I really live for those double and triple entendres and just douse and pour me with metaphors.
Well, more for me, I just saw that. Where for me, more I'm just answering the people down there. More for me, you put down there Talib, but I'm gonna put Yasin Bey, like because I think that Talib is dope. Like, don't get me wrong, he's Talib is dope, but most Lord Jesus, make you be like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? But I will say, I have like my dichotomous nature is more like yeah, I love lyrics, I love MCing, but my favorite group is Mobb Deep of all times because that's my life. That is what they're rapping about is my life, and they made it so flavor. But I swear, like I don't remember a lot of metaphors in there. I don't remember a lot of double entendres.
No, they got right to it. They got right to it.
I remember a lot of lyrics that I can relate to, and I'll be like, yeah, that's real shit. Like for real.
Yeah. My favorite group of all time in hip hop, like hers is Mobb, mine is De La Soul. Like, yeah, she know that De La, I'm De La to the death, because again, it's just they push that whole creativity bar. If it was an envelope, they kicked that thing off the table. It just don't make no sense where De La goes.
They did not conform. Like you got like
ever.
Oh my god.
Like
my god.
Ever.
The stuff that they said,
conform.
like lyrically, it's still not. It still has not. It's been a lot of different people portraying a Nas, different people portraying a Big Daddy Kane, even different people trying to portray a Rakim. But De La Soul, every individual MC in there.
Yeah, you
don't because you can't.
You can't
duplicate like that type of creativity. Like it's just not a thing.
Oh, one of my favorites of all time. I don't know why. Get this out. A Doom. MF Doom is everything.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
You know that? What am I doing?
Here's the MF Doom reference in Bar Louie.
Right. Come on, man. Yeah.
Oh, now listen.
3 Stacks.
Dre 3 Stacks is in my top 10.
Come on now. Yeah, Dre might be Dre is one of the best rappers to ever pick up a pen. Like, man.
Absolutely.
Better murder music.
Yeah, man. I mean, when Mobb Deep came out, it was like The Speak With You had, and then De La Soul. I mean, both those groups are iconic in their own lane. And
I mean, not to if you just look over my
someone in like Midget Mike already saw it in the chat.
I mean, that is the first thing he said. He was for the infamous back there. It is. Somebody in this group.
Hold on though. I was just saying, I want to let you know, like Midget Mike, one of his first comments when the show went live was Mobb Deep plaque. Let's fucking go. Like that. he spotted that immediately, fam. Like,
I'm saying,
what did you do?
Man,
let them know.
So those wondering why I got the Mobb Deep and the Only Built for Cuban Links plaque back there, and EP, did you hear me?
Keep going. Look, keep going.
Mobb Deep and the Only Built for Cuban Links plaque that's back there. No, I actually worked at Loud in 95 doing Loud's heyday. 95 Loud Records owned the Strip. Nobody was hotter than Loud. No rap label existed hotter than Loud in 1995. They owned it. And I was fortunate enough to get hired. And I worked in publicity. So the reason I was able to get a plaque is because when you say worked, I literally worked those records. That was back when we had record pools and they had something called fanzines and right.
You said go. Steve Rifkin, you saw Steve.
Oh, somebody, I missed it. Somebody put Steve.
Put
Steve Rifkin. As a matter of fact, that's what put Abstract on, because Steve Rifkin is, he gets the credit for coining the term street team. And that's what made us strong, man. Our street team, because I took what a brother named Bigger B taught me. Bigger B is rest in peace to Bigger B. He was one of the most respected street team cats, and the only dude that could handle Wu-Tang Clan on tour. They used to have to send Bigger on tour because Bigger was about 6'5", 3 something. He was a big guy. And Bigger taught me street promotions. He took me out with him and showed me what you do with a record when you hit the streets and how you approach the DJs and how you work the room. And I brought that back to me and EP's team when we was doing our thing in Chicago. And the question was always, how were we moving so fast like we were, and how was we reaching so many people? And it was because, you know, I had a couple of codes that nobody else, you know, that I got to pour into us, you know. Yeah, so that's how I got those plaques to the person that was asking. But
That's
yeah.
dope, man. Hell yeah. You know, so thinking about like how getting back to the album and getting into the tracks, you know, you start off with the red carpet. You had talked about how that was a clip from when you actually were on there. And I remember because when you launched that documentary and had that campaign was right around the time that you and I had spoke about the adult contemporary hip hop, right? And everything like
Right.
that. And it was really dope to see and watch that. So when the first thing came on, I was like, oh, I know exactly where this is going, right? But
Yeah.
to take it into, you know, feature presentation, right? You know, y'all just start the album off spitting going right, because I love, I mean, the beat and everything again. Young Archie, I mean, he murders
The
us.
drums so
Murders us.
crisp. Ghost, them drums so crisp on that thing, like, whew. It opens
Hey,
up
Yes.
right. It opens up right. You
So
know?
EP does this thing that when again going back to what dude say, what kind of style. I love when somebody is rapping and before they get to the rhyming word, they just kind of go left or right and just don't rhyme. That's like that style is so dope to me. And EP did that on feature presentation when she say, well, pay attention to what the screen say, no matter what your means say. What it say? No
Turn
matter
your
what.
phones down.
And then she say, turn your phones down. She just go off the rap like turn your phones down. I love those moments. I don't know. That's like a style. Anybody who MC, that's a style to just go off the rap and not rhyme, but then bring it back. I love that. She did that in feature presentation. Since we was on the topic, I thought
Thanks, old school.
no problem there, Pim.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, how did the whole idea, you know, take shape for everything? You know, you had mentioned that EP came up with the concept, like, you know, how, and you both collaborate and, you know, shaped it together. But what was the whole inspiration for, you know, was there one thing that brought you here to this, you know, concept?
So not the concept, like the not the concept of the album, but doing another album. After we went out on tour, we did the European tour like over a month long with Slum. Like our cohesiveness as two groups riding in a sprinter all over Europe, Croatia, Slovenia, Poland, all of those different places. It just became something naturally that happened. Like we didn't even, I don't even remember where the conversation came, like, RJ, let's do an album. Like, I don't even know who brought it up, but it started happening. And like that energy that we had with Slum and that they had with us during that tour, it was so strong and it was so like natural. And I hate to keep using organic and natural, but it's just like Greg has known young RJ for a minute. I didn't. And you know, I knew of the group, like Slum is Slum. So who don't know who Slum is if you're an MC, but like I had never met them, you know, and so meeting them like tour right before the tour, and because we did the Pacific Northwest tour here first, and that was dope. And that is what sprung them into asking us to even do Europe. Like, cause that, like those days were dope, like the Pacific Northwest, like Santa Ana, San Francisco, like all of the Santas, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of the Oregon, you know, Washington, like
Merry
it was
Christmas.
so dope. And it was our welcome home to performing again in that capacity with all of those shows. And so when we got back from Europe, it was like, let's do a collabo with Jay.
Yeah, well,
Jay
RJ, this what RJ said. He came and he said, "Hey, man," because you got to realize, Ghost, when we was on that Pacific Northwest tour that she was talking about, tearing down the West Coast and some of the East. I think we slid a couple of did we slide a couple?
But yeah, we did. Yeah,
we just threw a couple of those just got thrown in there. But to keep it 100, they, you know, we really was tearing it down with Dream Still Inspired, because that's the album we was working with, right? And Jay knew that we wasn't happy with how that record was handled, and he said it. That's how he approached DP. He was like, you know what? He said, man, y'all really deserved a better look, that because y'all make good songs. Y'all had that record. He said that record was great. It should have, you know. So he said, man, how about giving me a shot? And that sounds so funny thinking back. He said, man, give me a shot to do what happened last time, but we gonna give y'all the support that y'all deserve. And shit, you know what I'm saying?
Our project.
So to do it again, but get the support we deserve with
that we did get from Kanye when he did Dream Still Inspired. You know what I'm saying?
You know that we did get from Dream Still Inspired.
Well, since you brought that up,
segue.
I was waiting for y'all
that nigga
to say
dropped
it,
the ball,
man.
Ghost. That nigga dropped the ball.
I was gonna see. Listen, we even talked
nigga.
about this
at the
since you brought it up. Like, I mean,
I'm looking for that nigga out here.
The elephant in the room, right?
Yeah,
you know, everybody wants to know, and like everybody that would have watched this. It was like, how in the hell did you not ask them any type of questions about Kanye West or whack? Like, if they told me not to, I would respect that. Cause people's. But please, by all means, like address for everybody. And there's, I don't even need to ask the question. I know, y'all just speak your truth on that situation right there.
So if nobody knows the history of how Dream Still Inspired came about, it was my partner calling me after 16, 17 odd years, telling me, are you sitting down? What are you doing? I was like, man, I'm getting ready to go to work. He says, Kanye want to do an album. He want to do another Abstract Mindstate album. He said that the world need Abstract Mindstate album. I'm like, had to think about it all of 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And Greek gets back on the phone, calls Ye, say she in. He called me back and say, Ye, say, when can you come? Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, this was like a Monday or Tuesday. I was out there like a Friday or a Saturday, standing in front of him in the Energy Center where all of this dope shit is produced. And I say to him, my father is dying. Do not fucking play with me. Don't have me coming out here doing this shit if you're not going to hold up your end. Oh my God. The man was like, no, I'm in. I say, in another part of the conversation, like when we started recording, don't be a half a blessing. Don't let this shit come out. I didn't say don't let it come out and then you not acknowledge it, but I just said don't be a half a blessing. He was like, never, never. So we rolling. Album, he let all of these big wigs hear it. Motherfuckers going put ballistic over this album. Album comes out, he crickets. I've been looking for him ever since. I just want, like, not to, you know what I'm saying, you know, be physical or nothing. That's my past life, but just to be like, why? You know, why didn't you acknowledge this album? Because I'm a firm believer of if he acknowledged it right now, it's through the roof. Because, you know, he has a cult following. So I don't know why. I understand the personal things that he was going through then, you know, when the album was coming out. But it, like, for me, after that storm was over,
well, the person,
you know, it was time for you to. It was still time for you to say something. Great.
And the personal things didn't start taking place. The personal things didn't start even taking place until after the album dropped. So, you know, I can't even say that, you know, he would like to use that as an excuse to say, you know, as a matter of fact, not he would like to use it. He tried to use it with me. Hey man, I was going through a divorce. And I was like, bro, that was later, you know, because by the time we talked about it, it was 8 months later. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, when the album dropped, no, the only thing that was happening was you were trying to put out an album too. Like it was all of the madness with, you remember all of the madness with
yeah, he kept every time we he kept
direct.
Yeah, and he was putting shit out the same
changing the dates on those people, driving his fan base crazy.
Yeah.
He was driving his fan base crazy. And so think about the timing. That's why I said that's, you know, you can't use that as an excuse, because he was while he was driving his fan base insane, that's when our record was just out. And and although we getting great reviews and we talking about all this camaraderie and all of this good stuff he was saying about the album and all the little private jet
one thing that could have pushed
all of this crazy stuff that was happening.
One thing that could have pushed it and would have been life changing.
Yeah, if he would have just said, "Hey, that's all we were looking for." Ghost in that situation, we were just looking for him.
Nigga, put a T-shirt on.
No, this is the way I want to word it. I want to word it like this.
We got merch, nigga. Put a T-shirt on.
I want to word it like this, Ghost. All of the stuff you were saying behind the scenes, just say some of that publicly. Let the world know how you feel about this project. Because one time he told his whole the clothing side of his life that this was the best project he had worked on in years, and it's the only project to this day that he fully produced by himself, sans any co-producers.
He wouldn't let nobody else touch
it. That's just one
of
those.
He wouldn't let nobody else touch it.
Yeah, he didn't want. He said this was a special project. That's what he said. This was a special project. It's just Abstract and me. So the way he took ownership of that, come on, EP, no, the way he took ownership, man, it felt, I'm not gonna lie, it felt special. Cause I'm like, yo, he won't let nobody else touch this thing. It's just us and him.
It was people coming in listening to the shit, y'all.
I said, you know, we sat there and maybe go through 300.
Nope, he wasn't letting it happen.
Yeah, nothing. No, rest in peace.
Wow.
Look, rest in peace to the super duper legend Clark Kent. When we the day I was sitting there and he made, and I'm saying this for a reason, the day we were sitting there going through these 300 beats, Ye made me sit down with him. And the crazy part is I was in Wyoming while he chopped up the beats that I'm listening to, because they wasn't for us. He was just getting work done for those 5 albums. You know, that's famously known, if you Google the Wyoming sessions, that's an actual Googleable thing now. And that Nas, Tiana Taylor, Kid See Go, you know, that whole 5 albums in 5 weeks. He was chopping up so much music at that time that he had a lot of leftovers. He had me sit down with him while EP had left and pick. He said, look, out of these 300 beats, and we went through them, Clark Kent walked in while I'm picking beats. And, you know, and Clark was like, whoo, like, what is this for? And he said, he just said, that's for they album. And Clark was like, oh man, what's happening? I'm Clark Kent. And I was like, I know who you are. He said, oh, well, who you are? I said, I'm Old School Ice Cream from Abstract Mindstate. And he just started freaking out. And I was like, what? Because, you know, Clark, when you talking about it, I try to pride myself in being a historian. Clark Kent knows everybody. Clark Kent knew everything about us. He knew he had our old music. He was like, where's my laptop? I'm gonna show you, you know. I was like, wow. And that, yeah, he knew all about. He went all the way, excuse me. He went all the way back to a house record I did in another group. You know what I'm saying? Clark was a beast.
Yes, he was.
With his historian, you know, being a hip hop historian. But that's the point. It was so much that. So that's what inspired Jay. Jay will tell you, if he was on this call, he'll tell you, he said, man, that was some good work and it just deserved more support. So give me a shot and we'll get behind y'all. And now, you know, we probably can say we're quote unquote slum village family. Like, we're, you know, at one point they had that thing called the Dirty District, but now it's just Slum Family. And we're you know, one of the groups that's down with that Slum Family. So we've been having fun. We've been having fun. We've been getting the support. We've been having fun. Yeah, we got a home, and it's fun to have some family that, you know, that's Yeah.
It speaks volumes to, you know, the whole thing about camaraderie, and like you mentioned the experience that you shared on the tour that you guys went on right after you did the first interview with us, and thank you for that. It was the camaraderie that you share, and that was grown through that, and look at what that birthed, right?
Birth,
And this
right.
opportunity, and but there's
Yeah.
also a
Yeah.
thing, there's a story,
Yeah.
there's a lesson, because you had to go through your experience that you just talked about, right? Because if you didn't go through that experience,
Mm-hmm.
that wouldn't have put you in a position to make this project, right? So then you
Absolutely.
get growth, and you have a juxtaposition against, you know, you have one album completely done by one person, you have one album done completely by another person. There's contrast, and you know, it's dope. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's really
Thank
cool,
you.
man. Do you
Maybe
have?
look on some fun stuff. Maybe RJ was no, I was going to say maybe RJ was just to make it fun. Maybe RJ was we don't know, but maybe deep in his spirit he was
I can
using
make some
that
doper.
Dream Still Inspire as some fuel to, yeah, like, you know, like make it a little
as a
competition,
ruler.
kind of like
As
me
a
and EP,
ruler.
like all our yeah. Yeah, he probably, you know, he may have you been using that as like a little fuel to say, okay, like let me, because this is my turn now, because I mean y'all saying it's crazy, so he's
He had something to say for sure. Like,
Yeah.
he said it. He said
Ghost
it
didn't want to
very
say it.
very
Ghost didn't
loud.
want to say it earlier. Ghost didn't want to say it earlier, but I think Ghost liked this album better than Dream Still Inspired. I think he
I
like
do.
the art
By
project
hands
better.
down. I like this hands down
yeah.
better
I like it
than the
better
other one.
too. I like
And
it better,
no
and
disrespect.
that's not
I'm
me
not
trying to,
disrespecting the other one. Right?
I'm
No.
not coming
I'm
off
just saying, like,
war and all of that stuff.
yeah.
Nah.
I just this
You know
has
why? I'm
been.
gonna tell you why.
Go ahead, please.
I'll say the reason I think is, I'll say the reason I think it's a better album. And like I say, because people, when you on these interviews and the internet and all that stuff, everybody, oh, he just mad because of that. Nah, I'm not. It's not about being sore. What it's about is exactly what we just shared with you. Is we were there, man. Like RJ, unlike the situation last time, it wasn't even picking 100 already made beats, and in that 100, let's find 10, 12 songs. With RJ, it was, okay, what are y'all trying to do? Like, what are we doing? How he did EP is like, what are we doing? And let's capture that moment and tell me what it is, so I can either A, create it, or go through what I do have, because he
And see
works
if
so
it
much
fit.
that our young RJ is not a producer that has he don't have beats just sitting around. He's working all the time, because people don't know how many artists that he actually work with. So he don't have a lot of leftover beats, but he just wanted to know where we want to go with this. What's the vibe? And EP started breaking stuff down. He's like, okay. And then he asked me, and he said, okay. And then the next time we see him, he'd be like, check this out. He got 4 or 5 that he cooked up, and then he may have 2 or 3, and out of those 2 or 3, one of them may have been one slum passed on that T3 or something passed on.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we got
story.
a couple of joints on the album that, as a group, because the way it works for them, yeah, we got a couple of joints T3 passed on, and Jay was like, hey, this
not
was
on the album, and T passed on it.
Oh yeah, True Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed on True Story, which is available. Everybody can get that. Look, it's available on all streaming platforms. No, but
It's
like he passed on True Story. He passed on
it's a very dope song, but the album is full of dope songs. So True Story didn't make it. Like,
Well, in all fairness, it was you released it a year ago. You know what I mean? Because that was a single that you first released right after you came back.
Yep.
So it makes sense, right? You know what I mean? That was like the appetizer.
Right.
Yeah, we was performing that on tour.
Yeah.
Like we was performing that on tour.
Yeah, we were.
Like,
and we thought, and in all honesty, the album was supposed to come out. Remember EP? The album was True Story was supposed to lead into the album. Yeah, but then we dropped our second single. And so if you notice on the album, it's a song called Church Shoes 2. And most people will probably say, well, how are we on Church Shoes 2? Where's Church Shoes 1? Well, when we were on tour in Europe, we dropped our second single after True Story, which was Church Shoes. And we had an artist on there that's a good friend of mine. Yeah, it started getting crazy. But the artist that was on the original Church Shoes, he hadn't got things straight with his label, and he made a few people mad, and he got into a little tiff with his management, and it got so crazy that he called me. He called me at some ridiculous time in the morning because he didn't know where I was, and we were somewhere like EP said in Slovenia or Nova Scotia or somewhere. And I answered the phone at like 3-4 in the morning, and he was like, "My bad," but he was like, "Man, my label was tripping. I'm sorry, fam." Because we cool, we tight, and I was like, "No, it's cool, bro." And bottom line is, they pulled the song down. His label pulled our song down. So that stopped all the traction with how we was about to do this rollout with, single 1, single 2, then the album. So that's why we had to come back and regroup. And then we had to record how did RJ put it, EP? He said, let's try to record about 3 or 4 solid joints that we know is undeniable joints that
singles,
really
undeniable singles.
Undeniable, like some joints are gonna round it out real good, and that's what changed everything. You know what I'm saying? So everything got pushed back. So True Story kind of got lost in that first run. You know what I mean? But it's still available. It's still a Lucy. It's available on all streaming platforms, so people can
and we still perform it.
Yeah, it's a single. It's a real single,
and it's a dope track.
We perform that to right now.
Nominated, like we were nominated for
award
for what is it? Independent. 2. We had 2. So one for Bar Louie and one.
The Hollywood Independent Music Awards.
Yeah, and so we're actually performing that one. They asked for True Story just to round that off. They asked for True Story. So
yep, they did. Yep. So their request was, hey, can you guys perform that song? And sure we can. Sure we can. Of course.
Let me think about that for a minute. I gotta check. Yeah.
Let me go and plug it. The Hollywood Independent Music Awards is July 30th at the Avalon Theater here in Los Angeles. So all independent artists. This is a major award show for independent artists. And the funny thing is, to even stress the word independent, it's important that we stress that. But once you get in that room is filled with all of the who's who. The same people that's at the Grammys is at this award show, but this is the time where, you get it's not about anything but great music. It's nothing else.
No pretense.
I'm not going to put anything on it. Yeah, nothing. It's only about, is it a good record, and all of the who's who be there. And it's a well-produced show. So that's July 30th. We're gonna do that,
Man, can't wait for that too. And
be right back, guys.
That is the show that you had the category ACH installed into, correct?
Yes, the ACH. Yes, the ACH category. That's the award show.
This is an album that falls.
Yes, they accepted under that. Yeah. This is an adult contemporary hip hop album, and you know, for those who may have missed it last time, I'm not gonna go deep into it because they can go to adultcontemporaryhiphop.net and really get the. But I'll just say it like this: adult contemporary hip hop has nothing to do with age. It's all about the sound of the sound of the recording, you know. And I'll just leave it like that. It's about the music itself. That's what makes it ACH, not like you don't have to be a certain age. You know, a 12-year-old can make ACH if they love their boom bap, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. It's not ageism.
It's
all about
like
inclusion.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you're just behind.
Is that a horse I see?
That's a
Boy, you know it's a horse. You know it's a. Well, stop
I know the
me.
sun is this guy.
Oh yeah, you just went into the interrogation room. That's where it looked like you at.
Man, I'm talking about
it looked like they asking you some questions, boy.
I think
Mr. Green, can you tell us where you were?
Yeah, I know that. Look, that's the Lord shining in here.
That's the Lord.
Y'all gonna have people thinking this podcast is 12 and shit, and they're not gonna have that type of reputation and stuff. So like,
it's only 7:28 where I'm at.
Right.
Let's jump into back into the album, because I wanted to ask you. You know, I know you're gonna say all of them, but you know, is there one track that stands out for? And this goes individually because you know. So I'll ask collectively: do you folks have a favorite? And then individually, do you have a favorite that's, I would say, the most personal to you? Like, which was the verse that was the most painful for you to write is what I want to know. It brought the most
painful.
Like you put the most truth and pain and honesty in it.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I gotta think about painful. That's what EP gonna talk. Oh, I'll let EP go, but I was gonna say no, you're gonna have to take over because I'm just gonna say something, then think about that. I wanted to say my favorite song. I do have a favorite song, and I like feature presentation is my favorite song. You know, it starts the record off, but I just like what we doing. I like how it sounds. And I love our lyrics on that song. So, okay, that's my favorite song. Hopefully that'll change in a couple of weeks. But and my favorite verse, like my own personal favorite verse of mine, I got one of the EPs too. But my favorite verse that I wrote is Gravity. I just like how I came in on it. I don't know. I had some passion that I enjoy hearing. I was like, wow, I was in that. So I like my Gravity verse, you know.
So
now I have to think about the pain one.
Bar Louie is my favorite song, but that's running close second is Gravity, because again, just get the pen, just get the pen. I ain't talking about shit, but dope shit, like just that. But
actually, remember Gravity, we was keeping it down to earth.
But Gravity for me, like I spit like that Gravity, like
you did.
Gravity, my verse, like I think Gravity is a shorter version of Bar Louie. Like the verses are not that long, but like if I could have kept going, like that would have turned into a Bar Louie, like for real. But I think I won't say pain. But I would say emotional.
Yeah,
for me, it's a better word. For me, it's the song about my mom, because I can't really think about writing those lyrics without thinking about my brother, who's no longer with us. Actually, today he would have made 47, but and he died before he was even 24 years old. but today he would have been 27. So I think anytime I write something about anything that has to do with my family, it automatically makes me think about my brother and my grandmother and my dad and all of the people that are no longer here, much like church shoes as well. Because I think church shoes pulls you back to that loss. And what all of those, I don't know if you really listen to my verse, but my verse, it says specific books and specific. That's because those are the books that got me through. Those are the ones that did it for me and still do. Like right now, my favorite book is 29:11, Jeremiah. That's my favorite verse, 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you. Your plans are to meet for me, are to prosper you and not bring you harm. Like those are that I pray regularly. So that's really personal, and they are my go-to from 30 years ago. So it was easy for me to write that and bring those in about strength and mustard seeds and all of that, because my life, and much like a lot of other people's life, like those are the things that got me through, that made me walk again, that made me believe again. So I think church shoes for me is the emotional, and so is Mama, the song about my mama, So, but Gravity and Bar Louie, a tisket,
Yeah.
a tasket,
So I could say I'm gonna have to go with her on the song is called, for everybody, the song is called "This One's for You." That's the song, and young RJ lovingly calls it the mama song. That's how he refers to it as that. And whenever we was working on it, he's like, well, what about the mama song? We got a song with the mama song. But it's "This One's for You." That is the one where if you say not pain but emotion, definitely this one's for you, because I never took the time to dedicate a record to my mom. So it was so special. And everything I said, I meant with everything in me, and it was my way of, through music, to say thank you for, for holding me down. And if you peep my verse, Boogie and C, just to talk about in the spirit of like Andre 3000, when he said, man, what am I going to rap about, at my age? And we want to hear him so bad. Well, I rapped on This One's for You. I rapped about how my mother still believes in me and holds me down. And what I mean by that is, like, she still supports my dream even as a grown-up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of dope that, as a grown man, she's still so supportive of how I get down. I ain't her little boy anymore, where it's just innate or in her heart to do it, to encourage me. She knows, like, I'm grown out here now, but she still has that same like support. And so it was dope for me to be able to pay homage to her and that whole thing, So yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. This One's for You was the most emotional.
Oh, so if you want to talk about some real shit, who would have thought it was some real shit? Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? That's some real shit.
That's where
like,
I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah. But see, but like the person that I wrote "Who Would Have Thunk It" about is still my closest friend. Like that is one of my, if not my closest friend. So it's like she is like, it's not hurt anymore. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's just us. We just learned from that, and we are the closest of friends. So the first thing came to my mind was hurt, because I was like, that shit don't hurt no more. Like, it's so that's why I didn't come up with that song, and that's why I just skipped to emotion. Like, just that makes me emotional. But who would have thunk it? That's real. That's real.
and I think you put it better in a way of what I was trying to articulate with emotion, because sometimes for me I equate emotion with pain, because but not.
I got you.
That's an incorrect thought. That's a flawed thought. But I have to say, when I heard This One's for You, I automatically the first thought I was like, oh, this is Guess Who. This is Goody Mob's Guess Who, but this is y'all's version of Guess Who, right? Because that's a song that any songs about, like, their mom, anyone paying homage to their mother and everything like that, and you think about how you are so interconnected with your mom, you know, regardless of, man, it's, you know, everybody knows, everybody got a soft spot for mom,
Yeah.
regardless of, you know,
Yeah.
of even if mom put you through some things, that's still your mom, right? You know what I
Yep.
Yeah.
mean? So,
You only get one.
yeah, you only
And
get
I'm
one.
glad we got to do it too while we both, you know, they're both here. I'm
That's a
glad we
blessing.
got to do it because whatever the spirit was that made it happen. Because I'll be honest, maybe EP can help me, but I don't remember what made us go. Now that's one song I don't like. I can remember a lot of stuff about the record, like even like when we was talking about Gravity. I remember when RJ let us hear it, and I'm like Gravity, and we're gonna talk about like, you know, keeping our feet on the ground, down to earth, like not letting this whole thing we do lose. Okay, I can remember that. I remember Bar Louie. Okay, we about to bar out. I can remember Conjugality saying this. You know, this the song where we gonna, you know, show each other love because what we do, because you know that whole term conjugality is like a marriage, and that's what this is. Like being in a group, it's like a marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I saw you shaking your head like conjugality must have been where you caught the whole metaphor of us, like it's like a marriage. I mean, you know, you're sharing, like once you know, it's the contracts involved. This, you know, think about a marriage, you sign and then you gotta obligate, you know. So that was cool. So we got to do that. But yeah, so
Yeah, I mean the whole thing, just even with Gravity for me, man, like that song, I'll tell you, like the more reflective the songs are and the more, you know, melancholy or melodic the
right,
songs are, like, you know, I like upbeat songs and everything like that, but I like songs that, you know, because I like old ballads. Like I love songs and soul
right,
songs. I like Isley Brothers and, you know, I'm baby making
right,
music, grown folks music. So I mean, but like I like things that makes me think. I like things that make me feel. I like things that make me think about stuff other than just the rah rah.
Yeah.
right,
You know,
Yeah.
and
right.
and and that's what I appreciate. But with Gravity, yeah, it was one that, you know, it just seems like there was just a lot of introspecting introspection and reflection when you guys were doing that, and I didn't know
Yeah,
if it came from personal loss or what it came from, but you know there was just a lot to it. There was a lot of
yeah,
heaviness to it because it was, but this the way it starts with the whistling, and like I could
Mhm.
only see why you said it's another Bar Louie, because the track itself is another track that's just beautiful to listen to sonically,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
he were given such a beautiful, you know, uh color book to color in, you know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to young
Man, I
RJ.
love
Thank you,
that.
brother.
Yeah, shout out to young RJ a million times. We gonna be shouting RJ. Our boy, he gonna get so tired of us saying his name in these interviews because I'm gonna keep saying shout out to young RJ because I'm just very grateful for the way he laid. He put young RJ. EP can attest to this. He put just as much. He was just as entrenched in making sure, like as much as we wanted to get a solid project, he was just as passionate and involved in, like, we're gonna get the best project we can do together. You know what I'm saying? So it was equal, it was a synergy, it was equal energy put into this. So, you know,
Yep.
from both sides, the writing and the producing there, I can't say I wouldn't sit up here and say, "Oh man, we was so crazy with the pen that you could have." Nah, he was, you know, being just as, you know what I'm saying, nitpicky with himself to make sure he give us what we needed. So, you know, shout out to young RJ again.
Young.
Man. RJ, absolutely,
Yeah,
man. You know, so you had, I got to tell you, man, one of the features that I perked up on when I saw it on the track listing, and when I heard, I mean, come on, man, let's give it up for the one and only John
John
Forte.
Forte.
How
I
oh
knew you was
that
about to say it.
man,
I
happened,
knew
come
you was
on,
about
man.
to
man.
say
I
that.
Hey,
was
you
like,
know
they
what?
got John
I knew you was
Forte.
about to say
What?
Come
I
on, let
mean,
me tell
come
you,
on, man.
hey,
And that album,
man.
that track, come
Let,
on,
let,
man.
let, me, let,
it.
me, let me say this. Let me say this. all praises to John Forte for jumping down, you know, refugee
Yes.
camp all-stars, Fugees.
Yes.
Listen, let me tell you what's dope. Me
What
and
are we
EP had a moment.
blessed.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Forte. So I'm gonna tell you, okay, Ghost, what make Forte so dope and why he gonna keep getting salutes on every interview as well is because Forte was the first feature to jump down. Very first. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because he was feeling Dream Still Inspired, to the point that when he was showing love to like the you know what we were posting, me and EP started questioning, man, is that real? We're asking each other like, is really
that the real John Forte?
Is the real John Forte?
Because the reason tell you how I felt about him. I'm like,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. The reason that was like a moment for us, because if it's two individuals that loved the Poli-Sci album and loved them some John Forte, it was EP the Hellcat and Old School Ice Green. Boy, we love some John Forte.
There's three of them on the screen because this is
Look, he was always so dope to us, and I'm talking about me and EP. I'm telling you,
I just didn't understand. Like, what? I needed more. I needed more.
Boy, we played some John Forte. So when we finally realized, like, you know, I'm the one that's like, I'm gonna see EP, I'm gonna see, you know, that's me. I'm gonna see if it's really him, you know, because they had the little check, and we like, okay. So I hit him. I said, yo, is that Forte? That's you. Da, da, da. He was like, yeah, man. You know, he's talking about how you like the stuff. And I was like, man, that's so dope. And I told him, I said, man, me and my partner love your art, bro. Like, we've been fans of your artistry for a long time. And I'll just say this. Maybe I said maybe one day we can work together, you know. And honestly, it was, you know what, it was dope that it was so early in that album that it wasn't no reason for me to say, hey, let's record, because we had just dropped Dream Still Inspired. So all I could say was maybe one day we can record. And then so we was getting down, and when we got to Hyperfora, which again, that's a oh, you know what, EP? I'm sorry, I'm all off tangent. Man, a few people said Hyperfora is they whole joint. And I was
really?
I was wondering.
Not that it's not a good song, but
but man, like I'm talking about, and we're talking when I tell you the people, man, they was like, yo, that Hyperfora. I was like, and they said it right. They said Hyperfora. They said it right. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, but anyway, Forte, when we got to that song and what we were talking about, I was like, EP, this might be the time to see if he really gonna do that, you know, what he said he was gonna do. You know, he said what he said was, I'd be down. When I said, man, maybe one day we get it, he said, I'd be down for that. And I was like, huh, I told EP, and we just put that in our back pocket, you know.
Shot.
Yeah, and we shot our shot. Look, we got up to the line and bounced that ball 3 times and shot our shot. And Forte, when I tell you Forte, he get all the shout outs because we sent that track to Forte. When I tell you, he blessed that joint. You hear that verse that he put on there. You hear what Absolutely. He did with that, right? Okay. Yes, Anybody who ever listened to the album Hyperfora, listen to John Forte's verse. The boy didn't play with us, and he got that boy right back to us. The way, you know, and everybody can tell you about when you are a group or artist, even Slum, even the biggest artist in the world, waiting for those features to come back is a whole thing. It's a whole thing, just waiting. John Forte did not make us wait. He knocked that thing out and got it back to us, and he was the first feature on the album, and you know, we love him for that.
Yeah, he is by far like one of the. I was so happy to hear him. He's one of my favorites out of that whole refugee camp for sure. Yeah, I mean,
oh man, yes, he moved, man.
That was my. I only had two. I only had two. It was him and Lauren. I only had two.
You only had two.
I only had two.
Yeah,
that was it.
I got
to support him.
Huh? No, Rod Digger, but Rod Digger went refugee camp. Rod Digger was out in the Outsiders. She
was kind of outside. Yeah.
No. She was literally in the Outsiders. That was the name.
Oh
That was her and Young Z.
I fucked with
you know, they was the Outsiders. She wasn't part of refugee camp.
It ain't too many. It ain't too many chicks, but Rod Digger, she was one of them.
Rod Digger was. Oh, come on, man. Rod Digger was that deal. You know.
For sure. Absolutely. That's my Anesthesia from this morning kicking in. But
Yeah.
yo, man, I have to say though, I mean, like this entire album, y'all, if y'all haven't had a chance to listen to it, and I hope y'all have had and have been compelled to listen to it, but I want to get into a track off the album, and it doesn't necessarily have a video. We'll save, or we can get into,
Play what
No,
you
the
want to play, Ghost.
do
Play
what
what
you
you
want
want
to
to
I
go.
play.
mean,
Do,
so like,
do what
man,
you
I
gonna
want to
do.
know,
Don't change.
I want to know, like, tell us then. So here's the thing. I want y'all to set the plate and set the table. Tell everybody, and I want you to break down the video that who would have thunk it, because we're gonna get into who would thunk it. There's a video for it. Since we have something for people to watch, let's get into that.
Hey, before are you about to get into it right now?
Oh, go ahead. Before what?
No,
What do you
I
want?
just wanted another person before you get into it. Shout out to Sly Piper. People that don't know who Sly Piper is, put his name in Google and look at who that man. They call him like he's like a go-to hook guy. Look at the names and the records that he's been on. Matter of fact, the record that I don't know, maybe I don't even know if I can say the steam has slowed down, but the last Eminem album record that was out playing feverishly on XM radio, he was on the hook of that. So Sly Piper is a beast out here. Just do the Google on Sly Piper.
Y'all need to make sure that you pay attention, and when you hear it, y'all gonna be like, "Oh, that voice." Because I mean, he's slowly becoming, a voice like Nate Dogg.
Yeah. No, they call him the if you Google it, it's some term they call him the hook master or something. But yeah, he's that guy. He's like Nate Dogg level, the way he keeps coming through for everybody's hook. And shout Absolutely. Out to a producer by the name of Excel who connected that, who made that happen.
Gotcha. They call him the Wizard.
Yeah, the Wizard. Yeah, they call him the Wizard. I was like, it's a term. Yeah.
Yep, the Wizard. I wanted to make sure I didn't play myself again and just be like, all right, y'all, I got Alzheimer's dementia early. But can you tell us how this track came together, and like what like the
interesting story.
The thing is,
interesting story, Ghost Boogie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is this the song that we did another song to?
No, that's not that one. No.
Okay. So
that was the traveling song. That was two songs.
So I think much like most of the songs, Gree came up with the concept for this. We was in the D writing this one. We was in the D writing this one. I think this song was easier to write because it's real. It's real stuff. Yeah, it's real situations. That made it easier to write. But like again, this is a track. What else are you supposed to talk about on this track? Like bad relationship, good relationship, either one would have worked on this track. But relationship, like this track, it's I don't know, that boy Jay. Shout out to young RJ. That boy Jay, like that boy know what he doing now.
Yeah, man. This was about a great relationship gone bad. Like the least thing you would expect to go bad. Who would have thunk it? Nah.
Yeah.
Like
who thunk it, man?
Who would have thunk it, man? As good as this thing was, or the way these two are, who would have thunk it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, love hard, crash it hard, right? Shit happens, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt this shit as soon as I was like, okay, all right, I know exactly what it was. So, y'all, this is a dope song.
This the current single too. This the new single.
Absolutely, the exclusive that's out right now. Who would have thunk it? With the one and only Abstract Mindstate and Sly Piper, y'all. This one's special. Make sure that you check this out right now live on B-Boys Underground.
Ain't no saving this thing, baby.
a week ago. The Lotus dancing like all up in the video. And we was one of one, living like a symbiote. I spit that venom to your baby like an embryo. One of many, grab your hat now, cause here we go. We good and plenty, what the evidence will clearly show. Benefit, now we benefiting from each other. Had it covered like potatoes when correctly smothered. Common bonds kept us tighter than the comma bond. Now that I think about it, love was over trauma bonds. Couldn't breathe, hard arrested like in trauma one. Along the line, started acting like the drama fun. Then we stalled, hit the pause like when the comma comes. I felt weird, out of place like at Comic-Con. But when you're healing, nothing's novel, things fall apart. No longer needed who we were drew our heart. This is wild, two of hearts, but it's gonna be alright. Why it was written, then spitting, so you know what it's like. Love is blind, I agree, it can be out of sight. But not when the hero keep on falling for the kryptonite. It's war and love.
Ain't no saving this thing, baby. We both know how it's been lately. Best thing, just let the bygones be bygones. Good start, bad end. Let's just move on. Hey yo, she knows this and she knows that, but she never knew what we would go through. I mean the effort that we put in was valiant only from the beginning, hopes of only winning. As the night crept in, so did the sin in, it's thinning. I should have known we hit a dead end. Now this relationship called the sack got me holding back. I am so chiropract, but can't seem to align what we once had. Feeling like my old dad that made the sun sad. I gave my heart, you say the same thing. On the route to gangrene, we call gangrene. Now I ain't feeling you equally. Still you sleep with me, indecent deceitfully. It's the new approach, why do we hold on? Hold up, it's awful now and too corrupt. So in the aftermath, we have to laugh. Even in the book of my life, that chapter passed. Although it's hard to say, it's goodbye. Remember the good times, we gave it a good try. So long. Like this? The dreams, the things we seen, it's mean, I mean. Whoever thought that it would be like this?
The dreams, the things we seen, it's mean, I mean.
Ain't no saving this thing, baby. We both know how it's been lately. Best thing, just let the bygones be bygones. Good start, bad end. Let's just move on.
Man, listen. Hold on, you're muted. Now I got you unmuted. There you
Okay.
go.
I had to my I told you my puppy,
There you go.
he just came
Yep.
home from school. So I had to run out there and let him in.
No problem, man. Listen, man. Good feedback. I mean, it's a dope song. You just like again, this entire album has got, all these, as a kid say now, vibes. There's different vibes, different things. There's something, if there's a mood that you're in or you're feeling some type of way, there's a track on it for you.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say. Is the best way that I
That
can
like that's
describe it.
like I think I don't think that a lot of times when people do like any type of art, like a lot of times people do it for themselves because it's like it's therapy. It's a way for them to get whatever they need to get it out. So you don't ever you don't really think about like this person's going to gravitate to this song, this person's going to gravitate to this song. But one of the things that I think as a group, what we pride ourselves on is like somebody can always find something in our projects. Like they can always find a couple of songs that they just hold on to. Like they're gonna vibe off the whole album, like you said, but they're gonna always have favorites, like that they actually can relate to one way or the other. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dope, man. Like, so, when we move on to, what do you guys have planned up for coming on? Like, do you have any tours or any projects or any type of like, I hope tours. I hope you tour this. I hope you I know you're doing a
Yeah.
promotional a tour, a press tour. They got you busy with that, but
Yeah.
outside of that, are you gonna are you hoping to perform this?
November, actually, European tour. Yeah,
Ah,
the
okay.
the
Tell us
full
about
one,
that.
the full one. So it'll be much like the initial. It'll be much like the initial European tour, where it'll be way more dates closer to that than the mini one we just did.
Man, everybody's on a European tour this year, but everybody that I've interviewed here that's gone on tour overseas, they all speak about just how crazy the reception is for and how much they
It's not a
just
lie.
truly appreciate the hip hop culture and embrace it as a whole and want to be a part of it. And it's just they say it's such a beautiful thing.
It is. It is not a lie for real. Like I like Gria and I. We talk about it all the time. How it feels like when you go to Europe, hip hop just came out. Cause like of the response and the stuff and the crowd participation, it's everything that it used to be over here. That it's just like it just came out over there, and it doesn't like they're just so happy to have you come and share your art. That is that type of reception make you want to keep doing it. Like that part of it is my part. The performing part of it is my part. If I could keep performing, I probably would. You know what I mean? I probably would, but that's the
You know,
part.
it make it easy to understand why groups like the Rolling Stones and Phil Collins and them and all of the great rock bands and the jazz guys, and it make you understand why. Like, think about how long Frankie Beverly and Mays toured up until his transition.
It's a piece, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You freezing, Greg.
We could keep naming, but
Okay, you back.
There you
uh, it's because of what EP talking about, man.
go.
I got mine is tripping out.
You
Yeah.
could. It's starting to be a little bit better.
That
Okay,
reciprocity and that crowd control. Like I so when Greg
are we good?
when we
Something's going
practice
on my.
when we practice and
Wait.
stuff, like especially when we first started to perform, right? I used to be like, this is a whole lot for these motherfuckers in the audience to remember. Like, this is a fucking lot. This a lot. Like, we put a lot on them to keep coming back and saying all of this different stuff, but they do it. Like, they do it, and they so happy to do it. And you look out there, and they just be saying every word. Like, it's just like that crowd control and just like puppetry. Like, it's dope ass
Yeah.
puppetry, because they say everything back that we ask them to say. And that energy that they give us back, it just keep going. It's just like this. It just keeps going like this. And it's
Yeah.
so dope. And honestly, goes, like I said, like that is it for me. Like, that feels so good. And it's crazy, but I was just talking to my therapist about it. Like, people search their whole lives to get that adulation, to get that response, regardless of what they do.
Yes.
People can say it till they blue in their face. They go to a job every day. If nobody pats them on the shoulder and tell them good job every once in a while, they'll start hating that shit. Like, but people act like that doesn't matter to them. Like, yeah, if you get a raise, yeah, that's good. They recognize it. But if somebody tell you, man, I would have never thought about this for this project, this, that, and the other. Like, you literally, I didn't realize how much I needed that in my life, for somebody to say that shit dope. And every night you get that on that European tour, every night, and it fills you up until the next time you go.
That's awesome.
Real shit. Real shit. So
Agree, you back?
Technicals
Well.
over here. I'm trying trying to get back. Maybe I need to restart.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, maybe if you do a restart. Yeah. We'll be back. This is
How
we're
you like?
live. See,
Hey,
this is
Ghost.
the
How you like to
difference.
get down?
Man, to get down, man. Come on, man. Like I played that like I think I even tagged that on the on the for the one of the reels, like that
Okay.
was the
Okay.
track, yeah, for the
Okay.
but on one of the reels that I did, I know I did the get down, but I mean of course, I mean
Okay.
that was like with the whole guys from Slum Village all
Yeah.
together and everything like that,
Yeah.
right? So I mean it's how how did you feel like to be able to get on and actually be able to just get on there and go with the
Like
guys from
I
Slum
thought that
Village?
was so special because just because Jay produced the album didn't mean that Slum automatically should have been on the album. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like that. A and B, that didn't have to happen, and for them to bless us in doing that, like it means it means a lot. It means a lot, and like, oh my God, I can't wait. So we actually performed it in Europe,
Oh
without
man.
them because they last, right. But I'm thinking in my head when we go in November, since the album will already be out, they'll come out and perform that song with us. So I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward. Yeah, yeah.
That'll be amazing. Yeah. How we doing? Agree we back? I think he's having some Wi-Fi issues, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I am. My connection was acting.
cool, cool.
It's
Super
like he'll be
crazy.
back for a minute. They keep talking, Green. Keep talking.
He's just lagging a little bit behind, and that's what's
Okay,
happening.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And that's what's going on because we're live, man. That's the one thing about
I
this
don't know what
that
I don't
separates
know what
us
I'm.
from the other folks is like, we're independent, we're live, and basically some of these other podcasts, they're edited and stuff like that. They're in these big, high powered, expensive studios, but B-Boys Underground, we bring you some underground hip hop for the love of hip hop, for the love of the culture, and for the love of music and the love of music and life that it's given me and the friendships that it's given me throughout uh this thing that I've had life. It was started by the homie G Dash Fresh and Mr. Dibbs, and I was lucky enough to be part of the crew for a little bit, and then when I went through my stuff I resurrected it and talked to Fresh and we got it out, and we're here now and we're able to do this with you guys, and I'm so thankful that you reached out and gave us an opportunity to discuss this amazing project, and I can't wait for you guys to be back again and again and again and
Thank
tell
you.
us about everything that you continue to do because man, thank you for this project. I mean, thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to this on repeat, and telling all my folks about it and playing it for people. So, and I haven't had any type of bad reaction. And for all the folks that's out there, please make sure that you support Abstract Mindstate, support them, support the Slum Village family. Make sure that you follow young RJ and everything that he produces, because if you don't know,
Absolutely.
my God, you need to know.
That boy's
Whew.
serious. That boy's serious now.
Yes. So you guys got anything, any parting words before we get up on out of here?
Hey, just thank you all for the support, tuning in to Ghost Book. Thank you for having us all the time and showing us love and like the honesty of it all, and just letting us lay it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is sometimes I don't look forward to doing podcasts, but I was looking forward to doing this one because I knew exactly what I would get.
Thank
This
you.
is, don't you stop doing this. Don't you
Thank you for
stop
that.
doing this. So
I
thank you.
appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
fam. Well, I appreciate you for that, man. I appreciate that feedback because
What's going on?
it's difficult
Uh,
sometimes to keep going, but yeah,
Yeah.
Cree, shout outs, fam.
yeah.
Well, maybe not. So look, what we're gonna say is this: we're live, we're uncut, and we do this every single Wednesday, and we do this also on
Yes.
special nights for all types of things. We're trying to fill B-Boys Underground with content every single day of the week. If you're an independent artist and you want to get on, please reach out to me or any folks on the hosts on the thing, or just email us in the description, and we'll get you on scheduled. Much love to y'all. Keep it positive, keep it pushing, keep persevering. Stay in the present because the present is a gift. The past, you can't change it. All you can do is learn from it. The
Yeah.
present or the future, you can't predict it. So don't trip. Don't trip on the future. Take the proper preparations in the present to prepare the future that you want, but enjoy the
Bingo.
present because you can't you can't worry about the future because guess what? That future that you're tripping on, you might not be there for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. Love y'all.
Love you
Peace out.
back. Mind state. Boogie. We out.